What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dannphan stream. We're revisiting Dark Souls Archthones. So this should be fun. It's already been a while since I played it last, but one thing I remember from the last time I was playing this. Oh, geez, we're starting the stream kind of late, actually, aren't we? But the last thing I remember from playing this is that I got dunked on, and I feel very weak. So maybe we should focus this stream on just trying to get tougher before encountering more bosses.
And the thumbnail. The thumbnail on your latest video. The Chainsaw Man thing. My god.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I guess I don't have any souls to crack, so I'm just gonna have to go into a world and collect some souls and come back and see what we can do with what we got.
Yeah, I think it's by design that the thing is like that. I think they're sort of expecting to like force you to have to go there, lose, and then go someplace else.
Yeah, so what you're saying is you think that like everywhere is kind of equally as hard type thing?
No, I think maybe they made this area not a great starting spot. But I mean, it is a starting area from the original game, so it seems like it should be. A lot of times with these overhaul mods, they just make the game harder
Yeah.
just to do it.
No, I see that. Well, they figured that it's harder, but it's fine because you get new things as well.
Which is like a super fair mentality, but yeah, I think they might be trying to direct you to go to another location. But maybe, I don't know, maybe they want you to do this.
45 souls for that one there.
The big guy gave you 45 souls.
Yeah. Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah.
And that guy just hit me through the floor. It's also fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof.
More angel feather. Yeah, grinding is gonna be a bitch in this game, I can already tell. Maybe I should just go to another world. At least it'd be something fresh.
Yeah. Typically, like a harder area should give more experience, but
Right, yeah. Alright. Pop into a new throne. Alright. Ugh. I don't like sand.
yeah, go back. As soon as I saw the preview thing, I saw they put Karthus in here. I was like, oh yeah, they're just gonna hate this.
Oh, they put the miners in here?
made them giant.
And gave him a lot of fucking health.
Are you sure you want to start with the desert area?
I just picked one I ran up.
Yeah, I know, but now that you're here...
I might as well just get the bonfire.
Oh, who's that?
Well, well. Another emissary. Seeking souls. Does your fire
Uh-huh.
get out much? Carthus is a ruin.
What is this delivery?
Soon after propping up that throne. Not that the state of the realm matters to your quest. Oh, pardon my terrible manners.
Is this like
Welcome
a diversity
to
hire?
Carthus
Like, what
Sands.
happened?
I am Layla.
She sounds like she's
and
trying to...
Princess.
Oh, yeah, the
If
witch.
you need assistance
She sounds like she's
on
trying to
your
hold
journey,
back a southern
offer
accent,
you
but
my
she's doing a
friend.
very bad job at it.
As for your lessons,
I mean, it sounds like she's trying to do some kind of, like, desert
I
thing.
don't mind me. I am simply waiting for the right moment to get moving. Some highwaymen have taken roost up ahead. Savages engorged on souls. And now passage to the capital is dangerous. But I suspect a hero like you will make quick work of them.
Like, it's
It
got a
may
weird
even be enough
southern
souls to
dialect to
satiate
it, but
the
it's trying to be British.
Sounds like she's trying to be like a Arabian princess from like an old 50s movie.
It's very strange, yeah.
Pyromancy is the pride. It secured until the undead legion destroyed us. For the High Lord's sins. Pity. Oh
Do
dear.
declare.
Have you seen the worm emissary? The damnable thing has fed well on the High Lord's conquests, and with the Empire in disarray, there is no one
I
to
remember
put it to
playing
heel. Do be careful.
some online game with this girl who had the strangest accent I'd ever heard. It was a
Farewell.
mix of Southern and British.
Did it sound like this?
No, it didn't. But it was so strange, and it was like, oh yeah, it's an accent that only my town has. I was like, it's a town in, it's a town like North or South Carolina or something. And she's like, oh, you should come visit sometime, or like a tourist place or whatever.
I've been to the Carolinas. I've never heard anyone with quite that accent. Ah, a samurai, I see.
No, it's a Arabian bandit who disappears when he rolls. Because that ring, you know the ring. Hooey. Yeah, I was just wondering if, like, the voice was weird because it was someone who was Persian trying to do some kind of fancy voice, or if it was, like, someone had a particular idea of, like, a character and then was trying to do it.
Yeah. Let's do a different area. Sand sucks.
I do appreciate, like, them adding color to the world, and then also, additionally, like, putting dialogue into Dark Souls.
Yeah. No, this is nice. They got something going here.
Because, like, even the characters with voices in Dark Souls, they sound echoey and like they're recorded from across the room.
They're recorded in an actual cathedral.
Yeah.
Ooh, spooky. I'm in the graveyard area now.
Spooky.
The will to live. Fading soul. Nice. Bonfire's probably the other way. This is not... Yeah, that's gotta be, like, shortcut to the boss fight. Alrighty. So what do we got? God, dog's so dark in this lighting I couldn't even see him.
Yeah.
Spooky. No. I know that bull. That's a bad bull.
Do we talk about the audit channel I've been watching?
On our streams? No, I
Yeah.
don't think we have. But feel free. Because that is entertaining.
Yeah, so I started watching this, like, guy who, he's pretty popular, who does, financial audits of people. And he, like, goes through their, like, expenses and then yells at them, like Gordon Ramsay.
And then, like, gives them a budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he compares himself to, like, Gordon Ramsay, and he's like, yeah, I'm like him, and that's why I'm yelling at you, so that you'll fix your finances. And, like, sometimes it makes sense, where he's like, if you just never went to 7-Eleven, you would be out of debt. And they're like, that's not true. I only get small things at 7-Eleven. And then they're like, yeah, but you get them, like, every day. And it's like, this is impossible. Wizardry.
Stupid fucking dog came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Did they make the dogs, like, quicker in this?
Maybe.
Because that seems like an insane thing to do. Let's see. Iron Priest armor.
It's a cool name, Iron Priest.
Yeah.
That'd be a sick metal band.
Not exactly better than what I have, though. You want to talk about some of the people on financial audit?
I'm gonna move this cardboard box out of my way. I guess I can't. I don't know. Just that will. So annoying. Okay. All better. Yeah, so sometimes they'll go through someone's expenses and they'll basically be like, they'll be unable to pay back their debt by like $100 at the end of the month, and if they had put that $100 in, they wouldn't have gone deeper into debt. But they just keep on doing that month after month. They're under by like $100 or $200. And if they just never went out to eat or never went to 7-Eleven and got stupid shit, then they wouldn't be in debt. And it's like just that simple. And because they have a credit card that'll let them spend more money than they have, they just slip further into debt every month by a little bit. And then they're like, yeah, but I usually paid it off and then it was fine. And it was like, yeah, but the habit of going into debt like didn't go away, so you just like went
There's
back
also
into
a
debt.
lot of creative dumb decisions.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Occasionally he'll like he's no like genius, right? And he'll like be humble and be like, it's just basic math. I'm not that smart. And it's like, yeah. That's probably right. Because like sometimes people will have like a more complicated debt issue. And like you won't have like the most brilliant solutions. Not that he's like dumb, but like you don't. It's not like he's hiding his power levels, you know. He just is exactly as.
It takes off the training rates.
Yeah. So like one time there was a guy on there that had a really he owned like 7 franchises of like private security companies. And his debt was so extensive, and he had lots of debt. He had lots of debt just because he was expanding a business, and then he was looking for advice how to recover from that. And he's like, yeah, we're going to stop expanding and focus on just like making money for ourselves.
Right.
And then he's like, yeah, but why'd you spend this money? And he's like, I budget $200 for myself a month to spend on whatever, and I don't think that's making that much of a difference. And he's like, yeah, but...
It adds up.
He's like, yeah, but does it? I mean, like, I'm like $1 million in debt. Like, you know, he's like, yeah, this is a very complicated situation because like the companies he owns make a shit ton of money. He's like, yeah, we're slated. The businesses are slated to make $7 million this year.
That was actually unavoidable. That was ridiculous.
Mm. Yeah, I mean that's a question, right? Is like, should they? Oh, you got multiple perfect blocks and then it knocked them down. Is that right?
I don't know. That was cancer.
Yeah, so what do you think about that? An unavoidable thing that happens that you can only avoid by knowing it's there.
Dark Souls has a couple of those, huh?
Yeah, so is that fair or is that artificial difficulty?
Well, yes, it is artificial difficulty.
Yeah, so like essentially it's training you to memorize to get past stuff, but it's necessitating that you die through no lack of skill, right?
And then I gotta do all this, get back there.
But then there's also people who will screech about how a boss fight isn't good unless it can teach you patterns that you avoid in order to win. But I feel like that makes a boss fight like... It feels like it's... It cheapens it to me if I... Sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes I look at it differently depending on the boss. But it feels like cheating if you just go in like memorizing your own strategy guide for how to beat the boss, and then you just try it again and again and again until you do.
Oh, fast dogs, really fast fucking dogs. Like, basically faster than me dogs. God damn. Could at least give them less health if you're gonna fucking up their speed. Just saying. What is actually the idea of this enemy placement here?
It looks like some kind of haunted house enemy placement, you know? Nothing that obstructs your path, so you can run through.
So stupid. How do I get him to not be aggroed on me then? I guess I gotta fucking go out here.
The standard thing is to quit out. They usually despawns them back to their starting spot. Hey, it's Aura Honeydew. Welcome, welcome.
Hey. Welcome to the Game Fan stream.
So we're gonna be making a Discord, I think, because Gilded is now merging with Roblox. They want to force everyone to have Roblox accounts to use Gilded. Yeah, so.
Yeah, what is up with that? Roblox is such a random game to like force people to have an account with.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Gilded was a standalone service, and then they were bought by the Roblox company.
So they're just trying to fill it up with kids or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Stupid.
Yeah.
They just got a completely different idea in mind for the game. Or for the server.
Apparently you can make a decent amount of money
I fell through the floor.
making games for Roblox. The guy who was behind the Spider-Man web swinging mechanic in Spider-Man 2.
Yes. He made a ton of games on Roblox.
Yeah, that's what he did after Spider-Man 2, basically.
Makes sense. Just like a lot of potential for game making on there.
Yeah, he's like a quote-unquote stay-at-home dad.
Oh god. That was spooky.
That's a cool enemy to put here.
Oh, come on. Fucking dogs.
Do you think they fixed their teleporting?
Can you wait your turn? Jesus.
So how's your night going, Aura Honeydew?
How are these things get- Blah. This feels very strange. It's exciting because it's new, but you know, very odd. Oh, there. What's the idea behind that?
Oh, that used to be there. It's just the same map, it looks like. Although, seems like there's stuff if you fall off, which there didn't used to be. Those are probably more fitting enemies, because this is like the whole deep abyss thing. The random, like, imps with the cone hats really didn't make a lot of sense. Oh, is that a locked gate? No, I guess not.
Not anymore. Stop clapping.
I'll dig.
Trash loot as usual. And there we go.
Here, come. Hey, buddy. Okay. There's a good boy. You want the warm spot? No. Okay.
Why would he want the warm spot? It's so hot. Sergey, you're dumb dumb.
Who is you gonna be a dum dum?
It's insane, yes.
Hey, Gabe. How's it going?
Can you open?
That's how it used to be, right?
I question why have a door in the first place, but you know.
That's a shortcut, theoretically, but I don't really feel like I ever used it. I feel like I got through and then got to the next.
No, there's no prompt to even open it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can open that from the other side, though. That's like, you get that door open when you get the Bident. Which, you know, should be good. It's not, but... should be. Because it looks cool.
slow spiral thing at me. Why not? Oh my god, you're right behind me immediately? Why is everyone so fast all of a sudden? Oh yes, this seems fair.
Is he, like, pumping stuff into you?
Doesn't matter, because this fucking guy came inside.
Yeah.
I didn't even do anything to activate that guy. The enemies are just more aggressive.
I had heard that they, the enemies are...
Well, they're also, like, just bad choices for enemies.
It's like all the more annoying enemies you wish didn't exist in Dark Souls 3.
But, like, I don't have any fucking souls. I just started the game.
Yeah.
I'm not...
Maybe a different
like,
area would be better.
They don't have any typical minions just flying around. It's all big guys.
There's nothing to, like, grind for souls with. Or even, like...
Probably by intention.
Yeah. They also don't have any, like... Like, as far as I've seen, the big guys don't really reward you with a whole lot of souls.
No.
So all of Berserk in 1 week, that's hardcore. Yeah, did you make a video of that, or did you just talk about it?
Yeah, I made a video of it.
Oh, cool.
It was titled, I read all of Berserk in 1 week.
Oh, good. Because that is actually, like, a badass video title.
Oh my god. I'm fucking serious with this shit.
Trisha reads fast. I wish I read that fast.
I read fast, and I've gotten better over the years at really, genuinely, remembering a lot of the stuff that I've taken.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that speed read, and then I ask them any question about what they read, and they're like, I don't know. It's like, bro.
Ah, Jesus! Fucking blows, man.
Like, I had some like, female friend who used to, like, devour those YA novels. Read one of my books or stories or something, and then I was like, so what'd you think? And they were like, it was okay, I guess. And I was like, what did you like about it?
I have to kill that guy, otherwise he's just gonna come indoors with me.
Tons of armor on these guys.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I was like fucking 10 feet away from you, bro. Jesus.
Magnet hands.
Ugh.
Just sucked you into it. At least it's not as bad as the dragon things in...
It'll never be as bad as that.
Yeah.
It'll never be as bad as that.
That was like, I don't know if we were streaming when that happened to you, but I was just like it was 3 in a row, just like bit next to her by a full 90 degrees, and then she just like snapped into their mouth. It was like, oh, okay.
I was as far away as I could possibly be.
Need to get into Berserk at some point? I don't know.
Yeah, if you're into it, I guess. It's not something that I would recommend for everybody, but you know. I also had the general gist of it spoiled for me. I did my best not to really spoil anything in my review, but yeah. Like, this is not good. This is not good.
Hmm.
I just gotta be honest here. This is miserable. There's a reason why I've resorted to running past everything. It's because this is just a miserable design choice that they're going with here.
Yeah, I guess they didn't really think about like what different enemies in different places would actually do, but like
If I was better equipped or leveled up or whatever, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I'm just not. Still not enough. And how many souls did I pick up? I got this. How many does this drop? 800. Fuck.
are we ready to dress up as princesses in Roblox? Yeah. We're gonna make it Discord, I guess. I wish there was a better alternative, but I think asking people to join Gilded was a big ask in the first place, so I think it's time to just submit to the...
Kinda just a stupid choice on Gilded's part to be like, you must have a Roblox account. Alright, now I need to go back and grind again so that I can actually fucking pay to have my sword upgraded.
They're saying it's like, oh, so we can ban people or something, but it's probably because they want to start monetizing Gilded, and they want to start putting like Roblox microtransactions or something in it.
Sounds about right.
Is this a Liam Lois or is this Irithil?
Well, it's Dark Souls 3, so... Oh!
Liam Lois is the boy.
Oh shit! Look at that.
Yeah.
I love Liam Lois.
So they combine the two. Interesting.
Nice.
Heed this warning. Step no further into Eliam Lois.
That is much worse voice acting.
Within, and will surely bring ruin to thee.
She was not even trying. My god. Okay. I like the aesthetic they're going for, though. I like Dark Souls 2.
These guys look cooler than the Dark Souls 2 ones. I like it.
Fuck.
I like their sword.
It's very, very cool. Jesus Christ. Why do I even fucking try?
I'm so curious if there's a drop down.
Alright. Can I just cheat to be a correct level to play this game? I mean, to be fair, I did waste a bunch in, like, fucking Faith because we wanted to try something new. That's always a mistake. You should never try anything new.
I don't know if like 3 extra damage would have done anything this early on.
Well, at the very least, fucking health. Like, I can't find any spots for, like, actually grinding, really. They're all bad for grinding.
Yeah, they all give no souls.
This is the last one.
This is the Tides Tower Flame, I think. Oh, my mistake. Where are we now? Is that a sluice gate? Oh, this is Heights Tower Flame. That's the sluice
Taking
gate.
up all these humanities. I don't need that shit. Need souls. Just got 350 from something.
Yeah, so I think you're in the right spot.
350?
From one death?
Well, there has to be like some sort of mini boss that just like walked off the fucking planet or something by accident. Probably because it was fucking early triggered by me and just ran. Yeah, because of
The
how,
aggression,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, the
That's the
aggression
first.
is insane.
It's always the first thing people change is they up the aggression.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Okay. Alright.
So get the bonfire and then kill the knights for experience.
I like the Dark Souls 2 stuff in Dark Souls 3.
What's that there on the ground? The purple?
Oh yeah, that's right, you can pick up the fucking shit like Elden Ring. I forgot about that.
Alright, beat the guy up.
From what I read about those items' descriptions, it's supposed to be something for mixing a flask, but I don't know how to do that. And they never really tutorialed you how to do that. Is this guy evil? Or can I talk to him? I think he's just evil.
He might like turn hostile after you beat the boss, because that's what they did in Scholar the first sin.
Look at this. I upgrade on these guys, huh?
They have a retarded amount of health.
Correct.
I think they're like trying to make you have them fall off the cliff. Hey, David Myers. So yeah, I looked at the message.
You know what? That's probably why I got the 350 walking out here. One of them probably fell off a cliff.
Yep. So if you get them to attack you while you're like near one of the edges, they typically, at least in Dark Souls 2, they would fall off the cliff pretty easily, but I never saw the purpose there because they're so easy to manage. Who the fuck is that?
He's new. Oh, that's the fucking Heidi Knight. Fucking Heidi. Yeah. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Hiddle diddle.
Hiddle
diddle Dan.
I play Dark Souls 2. I know who these people are.
How do you teleport out of existence? Oh, or did they fire something at you? They've got some samurai animations.
I want your helmet. Give me the fucking helmet. Oh my god, you got so much armor.
Now he was
He was blocking.
yeah, he was like guard countering you. It's just that you kept on hitting him instead of letting him guard counter.
I didn't realize that he was blocking until it was too late. God damn it! What?
I would say that was actually a pretty cool, like...
I can't believe he actually walked all the way up before he would get, like, de-aggroed by the time he got up there.
Yeah.
God damn, everything has so much fucking health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is the worst.
Yeah, I think they just decided that everything should have, like, a retarded amount of health. I think that part of the theory is, like...
But what about me?
If stuff has lots of health, then it makes you learn the enemy. I guess if you had tons of health, then they would feel like insecure, like it's not hard enough. Oh, you can backstab
him? I don't think you could originally backstab
No, you
him. That's
But I think
that's a creative choice.
These aren't based on the guys from 2. They're based on the guys from the Ashes of Ariandel. If you remember the guys with the horn helmets, that's where I recognize the moveset from.
You're right. Well.
So Velma got canceled. Thank God.
Oh God. This is the worst. This is like such a bad. This is such a bad.
Velma got canceled where she gets dragged to hell.
Yeah,
That was the cliffhanger. Good.
That was the
Burn in
that was
hell.
the finale. You see, like, I like the idea of putting Dark Souls 2 stuff in Dark Souls 3 and like making it all pretty and like different and cool, right?
Yeah.
But why can't you also make it fun? Why is that not allowed? Why you gotta be insecure? Like, I can't grind anywhere. And, like, these guys used to be grindable, but now they're
Yeah,
not.
now they have like shit tons of health. They have a crazy moveset.
Yeah. Hey, what the fuck is this? How am I supposed to fucking level up? What am I supposed to do?
I regressed to Dark Souls 2 and everything is impossible with my refrigerator.
With my refrigerator?
Had a chance to work on the washer. Yeah. My dad was just like, no, we have to hire someone. But, I don't know. The guy said it was the belt or something, and that there aren't shocks. My dad said there aren't shocks on the back, like, feet of the thing.
I guess really my best option is to just go to the quote-unquote first area and just let that guy beat up the other guy and then rest and then do that over and over again. That's like the
Killing-
only real grinding strategy I've got right now, because this is kind of silly.
Why don't you just map travel in, walk forward, get your 350, and then map travel back?
Well, that was just like.
You don't think that's consistent? I would
Well,
bet
now
it
that
is.
I got the bonfire, I'm not going to go there anymore.
Really?
You go when you first travel into the world. You start at a different spot than where the bonfire.
And then when you
is.
travel in again,
When
it
you
doesn't.
travel in again, you have to choose a bonfire.
When you interact with the sword at the back of the throne.
Yes, it pops up a menu where you choose a bonfire.
Have you tried running? Because you had 700, right? Someone died.
Yes.
Did
I
you-
don't know how or where.
Exactly.
It's
So
a complete fucking mystery.
yeah, so just map travel back to Hyde's Tower Flame and take your 350. I would bet that's consistent.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, who fucking knows?
hey, chest high walls.
Hey, what's up, man?
Can't stay for long. Stop by. I'd like to say I finished my big elaborate gift for you two. You don't have to give us a gift. There's nothing. So I guess there's Midsummer, but. Ugh.
Don't give him any ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So, I was watching this new. I came across this new channel that does financial audits, and they did.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, fucking nothing.
Well, run towards the start of the level and see if something dies. There you go. I heard it.
What is that?
I don't know, but you got more. You got more souls. Just go rest. Going to the top, baby.
It's me basically just getting all the souls back that I lost.
Ah, there we go.
Stupid.
Nice. Nice. Gameplay.
The only way to let me level up.
I mean, because you did earn, like, 8,000 souls that just, like cumulatively, you had, like, 3,000 and died and couldn't get back, and again and again.
Yeah.
So. It's just the consequence of having a Dark Souls-style leveling system while balancing things like a much different RPG is some people are just going to get stuck, not be able to go any further, and they're playing a mod anyway, so they're just going to cheat in level 99.
Guys, take notes. This is how you play the Archthones mod.
Yep.
You're having the same issues I have with not getting strong fast enough. You do this.
So anyway, the channel does financial audits where they like go through someone's like payment history, and then they just like the guy's just like, why are you buying like taquitos at 7-Eleven, you idiot?
Dumbass.
Like a self-styled Gordon Ramsay or whatever. And it's like very like normie tube, and there's like
Normie tube.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like there's all these like these retarded takes in the comments of like I don't know people will just like I don't know. There's people that like just have the dumbest fucking takes. There's like this super acidic marriage that was on.
120, but when I first got into the world, it was like 350. But whatever's fallen off is a lesser, I suppose.
I don't know. Maybe something else falls off if you're over in the other area. So maybe you should run all the way over. Or this is probably faster. But I am curious if something else dies if you run further back. Like a different thing is falling off the cliff, chasing you.
Because of how crazy the aggression is. Deserved death. Shouldn't be so aggressive towards me.
Like, yeah, anyway, there was a super acidic marriage. And, the wife came into the marriage with $100,000 of student loan debt for her art degree, so she could be an art teacher.
Oh, wow.
The husband has no degree, builds model trains with an autistic kid, and he makes $28 an hour. And that's pretty fucking good. And it's like his dad's company, and he buys a bunch of equity in the company with a lot of his earnings, and like. And the comments like hated that guy, right? Because he's a little autistic himself, and they're like, "Don't worry, slay queen. You're gonna out earn him with your music teacher degree. Oh, you can go over there, huh?"
Yeah, I was just looking at that. They like made some stairs and a bridge over there. That's kind of neat. It's a neat idea that like somebody would try to bring all these floating islands together.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Like adds a little bit of depth in the world if somebody is actually going out there and like trying to solve some problems.
Yeah. I heard 2 death sounds. Was that 2?
Nope, it was just 120. 120.
Okay. Yeah, it just has a second tone.
Yeah.
I thought art history majors just worked at Starbucks. Sometimes they fund the pyramid scheme that is an art history degree. Yeah, no, the comments hated the husband, but the wife was like anytime he said something, the wife would like. The wife would like roll her eyes at him like super hard, like she was so like demeaning all the time, and like the guy I guess is like he's a little frugal, but like and people were like that's not fair or whatever, but it's like I don't know, he has his priorities in order. They didn't have like really super stupid spending. He was like, for himself, he had like some car, but it wasn't that expensive, and he liked to drive it on a racetrack, and then he put that into his like fun budget.
Yeah, it was his personal spending.
Yeah. It's like, I guess you're married, so your expenses are like, you know, or like joined now or whatever, but it's like
sure, but come on, is he now allowed to live because of your shitty decisions?
Yeah, no, that is super fair. And yeah, I mean, and then he was like explaining, like he was asking their gas budget, and then he was like, oh no, it's only this much. And she's like, she was like, what about when you go to the racetrack? He's like, oh, I count that under the fun budget. That's already accounted for in like the fun money, not the gas money, because that's me going to a place and like doing an event. It's not a
I don't even know how much is enough. I think it's never enough.
But
I'm still pretty pissy about all those times I've died. Just make me as strong as you can, Dark Souls.
But yeah, they did what's his name? Boogie 2988.
I guess nobody can even see like the soul count when I spawn in, so I just look like a psycho right now.
I can't even see the soul count because of the laptop. The corner of the laptop is just blocking it, so I had to lean over. She's at 8,300.
So whatever, I'll go back and we finally found a grind spot. Thank you, glitches.
Yeah. So you're gonna get a single attunement slot so we can use that spell?
Might as well.
Yeah. Already in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah. Is that all you need for one slot?
Yep. See it in the corner, bottom right?
Yeah, see.
Attunement
Should I
slots.
do more? No.
No.
That's actually quite a lot.
Yeah.
You have to put in there for a second. My god, that's terrible.
Yeah, welcome to playing Magic.
Let's see, what else? I could get more health and strong. I could get more faith. I can be a god.
Endurance, maybe?
For more stands.
Oh, right. That's not like Dark Souls 1.
Quick load.
Why don't you get your health up to like 600?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's good. And then strength, I guess?
Strength is kind of always solid.
Get a little
I'd
bit
like
extra
to
damage.
get-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some years ago, there was a guy who got an ancient Egyptian language degree and learned later he could only be employed as a teacher for ancient Egyptian language. He called it a Ponzi scheme also. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. I think I should also level up or make this sword a little bit tougher. So let's get a few more souls. Just a few.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No arguments here.
Just a couple.
But yeah, they did Boogie's financial audit.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And he posted on Twitter his finances, like his expenses per month. And I looked at those expenses and I was like, I can't find it anymore, but someone posted it on like a YouTube community thing and I cannot find it for the life of me. But he posted his expenses, and I remember his like monthly food expenses seemed really high.
Yes.
And
As to be expected of a big guy.
yeah, but he was also like eating
out.
Yeah, he was eating out quite a
Yeah.
bit at like Chick-fil-A and stuff.
You do got good chickens. So I think I'll upgrade a sword. Because I can buy some of those shards. Get that done. Do I want to upgrade this sword though? I don't know. Picked up a couple different ones.
It's weird how Dark Souls has like the inverse of the normal progression system. Normally it's better to level up and then to upgrade later, which makes sense to me. how I've always figured I would do a tabletop RPG, how I would do the balance for it, would be to have the point of the weapons kind of function like Ultima weapons in Final Fantasy, where you're so strong that you reach a damage cap, and to go beyond the damage cap, you have to get a stronger weapon that wouldn't break under your immense strength and or your overwhelming dexterity. Like, you need a sharper sword to, be more precise and stuff. But yeah, no, Dark Souls upgrading is super beneficial early on. But then it locks you into a weapon you might not want to use.
Yeah, until you can find more upgrade materials.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit sucky, but
They do quite a few things in Dark Souls that get you stuck.
Yeah.
Like Dark Souls 1, wherever you rest, you're stuck respawning. So if you go into the Tomb of the Giants, you'll be trapped in there because you didn't get the torch thing, so you have to start over. You could upgrade the wrong weapon, have to start over. You could hit some NPC, have to start over. They have quite a few lockouts for progression. And it's quite the thing, because they'll go like, oh, well, you just shouldn't be dumb and start over or whatever. But essentially part of the difficulty for the areas is stuff you could never figure out on your first time through, causing you to have to replay an area multiple times until you memorize all the things you're supposed to do. But then also for progression, they do the same thing. But it's kind of like, is that an intrinsic part of just progression in general?
This
So,
can work.
well,
Yes. Who needs to roll when I have blocky? Well, actually, just take that off.
oh, here's the super Giga Chad move. Actually, yeah, go into an area and try to perfect block with the sword two-handing it. Theoretically, that should be possible, right?
Yeah.
You should be able to perfect block and take no damage.
No, really? That's interesting.
Yeah, so why don't we see if that's possible? And if it is, then that would be a fucking super
baller.
that would be a super cool way to go through the game, is just like blocking, two-handing a sword and blocking like that. That would be super interesting.
Giga Chatham. Yeah.
Usually the opposite in Dark Souls games. Now I get the stats needed to reach a certain weapon or spell, and then increase bulk. Increase bulk? Like, you mean increase strength? And higher damage stats? Increase bulk. Are you talking, like, what is that? Like, carry capacity? Increase bulk?
I just assumed he meant, like, strong muscles.
Yeah.
Got a bulk, man.
But he says then higher damage stats, so that makes me think it's something else. Just like that more
Harry
health.
Spotter. Yeah, exactly. Right. What do we got? Oh no.
Slightly off, I believe. Okay, you took damage.
Alright. That's fair.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Oh my god, this sword is so slow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, my rolling is so slow.
More meaty. Oh, okay. More health, stamina, weight capacity. I figured it was something like that.
Ugh, loading screens. Alright. I think this sword sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Another sword.
What's the second sword that you can't wield?
The claymore?
Is that any good? I don't think it's any good.
This, huh?
What's
Yeah.
that called?
This is the old greatsword.
Oh. Looks pretty old.
It is pretty old. It looks like it's covered in something.
Hey, Chatham and Trisha, settle something for me. Do analog horrors count as fanfic or their own thing because it's alternate lore? I don't know what an analog horror is. So I can settle nothing for you.
Analog horror. I know what analog is.
I know like an analog switch is. Analog is like electric without like a microchip.
Even after he dies, it goes off. Come on, man. I gotta be like. Yeah, I don't know.
You want to use the Winged Knight halberd?
I suppose I can. I don't think there's really any benefit to that, though.
What do you mean? You can spin to win. What about that hammer?
I can't use it, yeah.
Bonk bonk.
The great wooden hammer.
Perfect. Bonk.
Oh my god.
Now that swing.
Bonkety donkety.
Take it from me, that swing animation sucks.
Yeah.
It's like barely sufficient for hitting anything.
Take this.
Oh, you know what? Try out your magic. See if it regenerates. You gotta attune a spell.
Oh, that's right.
You haven't picked up any rings?
I haven't picked up fucking shit, man. This game is cheaping out on me. All these broke ass enemies.
You have a talisman.
I have the talisman.
Okay.
I was putting on the sword.
Heal. Hell yeah.
And I was looking to see if it regenerated.
You thought maybe hitting them would make it regenerate? I kind of thought so too.
It's whatever. Stuff doesn't have to be good, I suppose.
This will extend your healing capabilities 1,000-fold. Fear not.
I don't know, man. This kind of feels like a waste. What do we got? Have I decided that this is just the best sword? I was not super impressed with the other swords. But then again, that's probably just because all these enemies are just so tanky that you can't even tell the difference.
Yeah.
When you
I don't
switch
know if you
weapons.
should commit to a weapon yet, because there might be cooler ones.
I mean, I need to do damage so that I
Okay.
can find the cooler ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
you're
tragic,
probably right.
But unfortunately, that is the position that I'm put into.
Alright, so stick with this sword because we know you can hit people with it.
Stick with the...
Yeah, Emissary's Blade, yeah. Who knows, maybe it upgrades later and ascends into Shelob's fire sword or whatever.
Maybe, I don't know.
Hey, Marshall.
You don't want to see me wax splendid.
Story told in puzzle piece format, but made to seem retro.
Oh, I think I know what you mean. Alright, so I guess I'll back on that show. See what we can. I'll so defeat you now. Wow, physics, huh?
Good guy, old knight, saving you from falling off the cliff. It sounds like the creepypasta things where it's like, oh no, this guy played Mario,
It's
and
just
then
so tanky.
Luigi was like bleeding out of his eyes and he had spaghetti.
No, I mean, like, there's examples of that. I'm just like, I don't know any of the names of these games, but I know what he's talking about, and I can see games in my head that, like, match that description, but I've never actually played them myself. I've just watched other people play them, so I don't know the names of them. Yeah, I don't know the names of them. Whatever. So, this guy still sucks. He still fucking sucks.
How much did that give you?
I wish I was paying attention.
Alright, we're at 2,400. Just say 2,400.
120. This guy. What do we got? He gave me 50, so it's super not worth killing.
Yeah, as opposed to just running up and running back.
Yeah, financially not worth killing him. I mean, let me see if I can run around and maybe. Well, I'm hesitant to run around because I got like all the souls, but it's really the only way I'm gonna find anything new. What the fuck are you doing here? Now.
5D chassis, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's all planned out.
Yeah. I see that they didn't finish the physics. Alright. Seriously though, what the fuck is he doing here?
Oh. That guy?
You're searching for her all the way over here, man?
He's got a whip.
Oh, emissary. I must apologize. I was lost in thought. You see, I've searched high and low for just a... Yes, I've let my frustration get the better of me. Oh, unbecoming. I mustn't allow myself to become crestfallen. Not now. To see you here, a dutiful champion of the fire. It reminds me of my own responsibilities as an apostle of the Archbishop. I knew you were dead.
The audio.
I know.
Oh, learn miracles.
And there's the search.
Oh, it's the same guy. Okay, got it.
Yeah. It's weird that I can't. Oh, Phoenix Wyhander. Nice.
Mm.
It's weird that I can't just tell him, oh yeah, I just saw her.
Did you see her?
Yeah. She's the firekeeper, isn't she?
Irina of Karim. She's the one that's in the jail cell in the Undead Settlement.
Oh, okay.
Found a full walkthrough guide. Sadly, as with everything today, it's a video.
I already maxed out the voice on this game, so I'm sorry guys, that's just how they made it. Hell yeah.
The ruins of an ancient country that has long since been swallowed by the ocean. They say this land was once the domain of the old gods. It must have been quite a sight to behold in its prime. Eons of history, culture, knowledge, dirt, and the crashing waves. It truly saddens me. Through the power of our Lord Koya, a portion of the kingdom has been hit.
Okay.
I think there a lot of video games would be so much
One
more.
miracle, the good miracle. Force, naturally. It's the best miracle.
I don't know, that might be good for farming at some point, just pushing people off cliffs.
Do you think I can knock these big ass guys off the
I
cliffs?
think it would be fun to try.
I
think
feel like
everyone's
I'll have
got
fun with this later.
Yeah, everyone's got so much fucking health, so maybe it is worth it.
I'll do a little.
By the way, you will need Caressing Tears, I am positive, at some point. Whether you want to spend that now, you'll eventually need that spell for poison areas.
Yeah, I imagine I will, but not today.
Hey, try that sword.
You think it's gonna be good?
The Phoenix Zwyand.
Nah, can't wield it.
Even two-handed? Two-handed, I bet you can wield it.
It looks cool. I'll give it that.
There you go. Alright, left trigger. Do it. Oh, I thought it was going to be all fire and stuff. So hit left trigger and then hit right trigger. And then left trigger and then right bumper. I think it's still going to be the spin, but... Oh, there's no spin. Left trigger, left trigger? Okay. Left trigger, right trigger twice. Oh, there's no follow-up. Well, now you have
play it.
magic.
Alright.
How much damage does it do? Like 200, and then the sword you're holding that's like much faster is 160, so... Oh, you upgraded twice, got it. To be fair, at least they recorded decent sounding voice acting for a mod. They could have just wall of texted you. Yeah, I suppose so.
Fucking guy. Look at this fucking guy. My god. He's just waiting there. Alright. Should I even bother? My god. Probably spend all these souls on something before I go into that fucking guy's room.
Yeah, Caressing Tears, I guess.
I'll take the lot. What do you got?
What's the oh yeah, learn miracles and get the
Same thing. That's actually something.
Yeah, you might as well get that ring once you can afford it.
Yeah. It's a good thing this is a super unintentionally grindy area.
Fucking Nazville over here.
Ooh. Oh, don't you do the kicks. Don't you start with the fucking gay ass kicks. Force! My god, he knows the way.
This guy's cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
So yeah, those financial audit videos have been pretty entertaining. Boogie's was kind of interesting, but he didn't tear into him that much because Boogie was like very charismatic. He like knows how to mitigate people shitting on him.
Yeah. Kind of just seems like the game wants you to suffer. Okay.
Back to running up the stairs. Cardio.
Stair running time.
Yeah, I think buying food for 2 people, Boogie was spending in excess of $900 a month. Which, seemed like a lot. I think $900 was how much he was spending eating out.
Caleb Hammer, he like little boys. I don't know about that.
Caleb Hammer likes little boys.
What do you do?
I
Dear
don't
God.
know. That is the guy
Is
I
he
was watching
someone we
though.
need to throw into the wood chipper? Rev up your engines, boys.
He is he is like weirdly
Lefty Lucy?
yeah, sort of. Like he's like weird. He's like weirdly progressive or what, like okay. So for example, this girl
For
goes
a guy
up,
in Texas, at least.
well, he's in Austin, right? So that's like the super whatever. He goes. So he has this this girl on the audit, and she's got, first of all, the weirdest fucked up teeth I've ever seen.
She's got a little bit of an overbite.
No, not that girl.
Oh, different girl.
She had her front teeth were broken like this, so she had like a weird like shape to her teeth. It was weird. I couldn't stop looking at it. And her father cut her off financially because she was a whore, is how she put it. And he's like, well, what do you mean by like being a whore? And then she's like, oh, he's like, how many the guys were sleeping with? She's like, oh, in like a given year, it'd be like maybe 7. And he's like, so your dad got upset because you like sex? And it's like, it's her dad.
Of course.
What?
What are you talking about?
Fuck. What?
Your dad got upset that a bunch of guys just ran a train on you?
So what? A bunch of dudes came on your face, and your dad's like, what?
It's the most fucking stupid.
So it's okay with the turkey on Thanksgiving to do a little turkey baster, but suddenly 7 dudes, it's a problem. Oh, what a prude. So yeah,
Oh my
no.
God.
It was a really weird thing for him to say, but yeah, I mean, it's also like he's like, people should be able to do what they want to do, and it's like that's like a neat idea, I guess, but like
There should be some restrictions on that.
in reality, if you're sleeping around with like 7 different people in a year and
You're
you
basically gonna ruin your life.
yeah, like your pool of potential like people that are gonna want to like be with you is sort of narrowing from that, I would say. And then the value the people that will be with you will put on you is like reducing and stuff. So
He's just got to force her to watch the whatever podcast and sober her up. Not even kidding. He was in a group chat years ago and was making comments about young teen boys. Like he wants to fuck them type comments. It's kind of creepy, to say the least. Fire up the wood chipper.
So he has a girlfriend that he mentioned. He mentions being single and stuff all the time, but then he, in a more recent one, was like, "Oh, I finally got a girlfriend."
Did she used to be a guy?
If I had to guess what the thing with the making comments about young teen boys is about, and I don't know, but he is someone who was in shape when he the prime of his life was middle school, and then his metabolism progressively his metabolism progressively died, and he didn't change his eating habits, so now he's like very fat and like out of shape, and he looks like worse and worse. So some people that are like that, so like for example, guys who are in their prime in high school and then go wildly downhill after that, like a high school football coach or something, they'll make these comments about how much they envy and admire high school boys, and it sounds creepy and weird, but they're not like pedophiles. They're just like super envious and like super fascinated with like the thing that they no longer have. If I had to guess, just like not knowing anything about this guy other than his like the couple videos I've binged, I would bet that he has that kind of thing going on. So he was also saying that he was like a bully in middle school.
That's no good.
So like I think the prime of his life literally was middle school. So I had watched him for like a year. Even before I found out about stuff, I'd already stopped watching him. It was too exploitative for me. Exploitive. I'm just saying it wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the people he audits, I kind of feel like he should shit on more because they are super retarded.
You like are of the mindset of he's actually too nice. These people need some sobering. Oh yeah, that's right. That guy also sells a key. Probably goes to that door. I should go buy it.
Like a lot of the audits I'll watch and just be like, hey, get fucked, because like it'll be someone who's like
A little bit off.
it'll be like a girl who's got like dyed hair and all these tattoos and stuff, and then their finances are like totally retarded, and then they'll be like he'll be like, why are your finances retarded, and then they'll like say something stupid, and it's kind of fun just to see people that are like they got their life kind of fucked up. What do we call it, Schadenfreude or whatever. But sometimes you watch some and you feel like super bad for the people. It's like mostly just like kind of interesting, and it's an easy thing to put on because it's so goddamn boring that like you're not going to pay attention to it and be distracted from what you're working on.
Yeah.
So like if I'm
for people like us anyway.
Yeah, so if I'm like doing like 3D modeling or something, it's like pretty
You need
monotonous.
background noise to drown out the other background noise.
Oh yeah.
So how you guys liking my grind stream? Gameplay.
It's fantastic.
Fantastic.
But yeah, he'll be very sympathetic to like people I don't feel like I would be that sympathetic to. But you know.
Yeah. Well, you know. You're just sitting down at the fire over and over. You see, like, every time I get up and the enemies reset, one of them fucking dies. And then I just
Yeah.
get free souls. So that's why I'm doing this. This is because there's no... With this mod, there's no reasonable place for grinding to get stronger, and all of the enemies are super tanky. So this is my only method of actually grinding right now.
Hey, Gurgi, come here. Yeah. Gurgi, come here. Yeah. Come here. Hop up. It's okay. Come on.
It's a legit strategy, it is. Sometimes you gotta break the game in order to make the game work. Oh, who's your buddy? Alright, let's go buy that fucking key. Who's a good buddy? Oh, who's a big wharf?
Are you all barf? You know, I've heard a rumor that you're part mop.
Not him, no. Not the Gurgitor.
Mop.
Oh, he's cute. Alright, I got the key. I think it goes over to that other door.
Okay. There was this one. There was I watched this one recently, where he's like super sympathetic to this.
Oh, hello.
As men sold me out for a paltry fee. I'm not a novel attraction to balk at. As far as I'm concerned, thou art just another cursed fool, seeking to borrow God.
Are you a god?
The door was locked for a reason.
Oh wow, they gave a reason for the door being locked?
God of medicine and drink,
Ah.
sorely lacking growth, and thou see fit to undo the process.
Ah, so is this where I can mix the flask?
Still here. That's Compton. He's a good man. As good as a drunkard can be, it is. He is damned to the poison, I'm afraid. Though, if thy interest can be piqued, I may offer thee a rare artifact. Oh,
Hell yeah, I'll take a rare artifact.
such novelty, and thou might enjoy such painless discovery.
Gimme.
Souls, of course.
How much do you want? I'm loaded.
I must hope the rest.
Ah, 10,000, huh? Arch tree dew. So that's gotta be a drop of sap from the ancient stone arch trees, ancestor of the giant trees that grow in old Lordrum. The arch trees did not drop sap until the Great War at the dawn of time. Few arch trees survived the flames of Isolith and her daughters, and even fewer stood long enough to drop their sap. Share this drink with Icarus and he will prepare new items. That's it? Alright, so it's just for getting new items at his shop. Come on.
Forgiveness is not divine. Divinity rests in purifying sin. Forgiveness and mercy are tools to tackle the dark. Such sins I cannot abide. I shall not abide. Forgive matters.
Yeah. So I was watching one of them recently, and it was like, I was listening to it because usually the people on there are so unbearably ugly that I can't bear to look at them. So I had it minimized, And the girl sounded very sympathetic. She got knocked up at like 18 or something, and it was like a much older guy. He was like 38, and so you're like, oh, it's kind of like a predatory situation. But then I tabbed in to like look at what she looked like, and she'd like super let herself go, right? And she was like very heavy, but you could see she didn't used to look like that. You could kind of tell.
I can't break the plant pots.
He's a god.
He really is a god.
Oh.
I can break that pot.
Fallen god.
Just not his plants. His plants are too pure. Hey, a mirror.
Oh, real good attributes.
And alter appearance. Nice.
Huh.
So it's just that easy, huh?
Interesting.
Huh.
But yeah, looking at what she looked like, she was like blonde. She had gained a bunch of weight, but she was also wearing this like half shirt thing that she's like spilling out of.
Why do they always do that?
And then she had a necklace on that said that was like fake, like rhinestones or whatever. It was like fake diamonds, and it says Playboy on it. And then she had this like very stripper makeup where she just has it on her cheekbone. And it's like glitter, and it's like
Real winner.
it's like I don't know, dude. Like there's something I just don't know if her story is entirely like. I mean, she was an 18-year-old hooking up with like a 40-year-old. Like, I kind of feel like, I don't know. I empathize more with like the 18-year-olds in her graduating class that had a crush on her, but knew that she was banging a 40-year-old dude.
Mm.
Like, that's where my empathy lies more. Like, I don't know. It. And then after she had the first kid and realized he was terrible, she had another kid, and it's like, I don't know, dude. It kind of seems like you're, I don't know. It's like, how much sympathy am I expected to have? It's like kind of a big ask, TBH.
Mm.
There was this other, this like single mother, it's like black single mother, took out a loan for $1,100, and it was, I mean, guess the interest rate on a loan of $1,100. It was so high I didn't think this was actually possible.
It was so absurd, I thought it must have been illegal. And it probably is illegal, who knows, but...
I was astonished that anyone would take out a loan at that interest rate. Feel free to guess in chat. If you guess correctly, you don't win anything. But
See, like nothing but big guys, big guys, big guys, big guys, big guys.
if only we had one of those like extension things where you can like give people points. Yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of stupid bullshit, I'll make a Discord.
250%.
250%. So Marshall, were you the one who said that you watched it before? You're
Yellow ball.
you're the closest person, but you're still too low.
Yeah. If you can believe that. Yeah, OGs is right.
Yeah, OGs is I don't know like how
I don't know how it's possible.
There was someone on there who was like, it was a 34% interest rate on this loan, and he's like, why would you do that? And she's like, oh, I only looked afterwards. And it's like, what do you mean you only looked at the interest rate afterwards?
It's a loan.
What if they were like, it's 1,000,000% interest? Fuck you. You just didn't even look at it? Like,
Yeah, right. It's like, I'm sure these people I'm taking a loan from have my best interest at heart. They would never fuck me over. I should just trust them. What the fuck?
Oh well, a lot of damage now. When you're not in combat, you should try to remember to use your heal aid. Especially when it's like a tiny amount of health. 400%? No.
Still lowballing it.
Still too low. Anyone else want to throw in a guess? This is the interest rate on a $1,100 loan. I feel like I would much more enjoy someone reacting to the Caleb Hammer videos than actually watching raw Caleb Hammer. Especially someone who will shit on people with like dyed hair and face tattoos, because sometimes you see those people and then they're like, I can get hired, and then it's like, oh yeah?
It looks like you're not getting hired, huh?
There was one of those recently where they look like a fucking like demon.
Nobody will hire me.
They have like the whites of their eyes like tattooed black, and
Nobody
like
will hire you, huh?
900. You're the first person to ever go too high. It's 795, 795%.
Yeah.
So, the amount she owed at the end was
Ring of the Evil Eye.
equip it. I mean, you got no rings. I believe that is health when you kill something.
I got the Fire Clutch ring, I guess.
Yeah. So that'll help you get through areas much better. Just killing enemies will give you health. So the amount due at the end was 5,730 something. But if it's 795%, a bunch of people I mentioned that to were like, shouldn't that mean that she has to pay $7,000 at the end? And I kind of don't understand like exactly what the percentage means, because it should be easy math. I was assuming that 795% meant she had to pay $1,795, but I guess not. I guess because it's like 5730 something. 5,730 something. I don't know where that math like comes together, but guessing it was a payday loan, correct? Yeah. It was a payday loan. It was supposed to be paid off in a month or something. So, what was the length of the loan? I have no idea. So she signed upon getting the loan, she signed up to like pay minimum payments, but like on the loan statement, like where it says on the loan is like, this is how much you're getting, how much you will have to eventually pay in the end is like marked on the same thing, like next to how much you get. So it's marked very clearly 5,700 whatever. And it's just like, you couldn't need $1,100 that bad.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Think about how like if you knew that was like a real investment, that wasn't like a scam. If you could give someone $1,100 and then have them return to you $5,700, that would be such a good deal for you. It'd be like a scam. You'd assume that that was not real.
That was back 10.
That shit should be illegal. I would assume so.
Probably is, but she's just that dumb.
It should be illegal. However, who signs that? Like,
Yeah.
like I understand when people get like scammed on Roblox because they're not paying attention because they're playing a game and their guard's down, but like, you're going someplace to apply for a loan and then they give you the agreements, the terms of the loan, and you just like don't give a shit. You're just like, yeah, I want the money.
This is supposed to be the first area boss.
maybe the first area boss is supposed to be so hard that it forces you to explore other areas. Maybe that's like their idea.
But then the other areas are
Too
just
fucking hard, yeah.
tanky, tanky, tanky.
Yeah, everybody got shit tons of health.
Everybody's tanky. Everybody.
It's weird.
I'm invaded, of course.
Dark Spirit, Apothecary Bennett.
Where?
That's like, I thought that was actually like the dumbest part of Elden Ring is when that invasion happened, because I was like, is this supposed to be the hub world? A lot of people just like map travel, put the controller down, and go to the bathroom. So it's like,
Oh, there he is. Okay, he doesn't have any issue with fucking. Come on. Oh, he can't climb. He's an idiot. Ah!
they're constantly taking down companies that do this. It is a predatory. It is predatory lending. Then the company just goes bankrupt and reopens under a different name. Huh. Even if they only pay back half, you're still making a killing. Yeah. I think like, I don't know. I think like. Oh. I think a lot of these loan companies are kind of assuming that the person they're lending to is going to declare bankruptcy.
Eventually, right? But until then, they're making a bunch. God, that fucking. Even the fucking invaders are like so much tankier than I am. And he has a weapon that I don't have, and it's fucking blows.
Your souls.
I mean, it's 0, but sure.
I sorry, I can't see it because the laptop. It's just like slightly eclipsing it. Lend $1,000, return saying they'll eventually owe $5,000. I mean, yeah, 5,007 is 5,700. They only pay half before they default. You still get 2,500. That would be the best investment in the world. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but.
I wonder what exactly is the difference between the Embers and the Humanities now?
Store half of maximum.
Okay, alright. Interesting.
I mean, just like looking at this lady, I wouldn't have assumed that she would even pay back half.
Alright, let's just run through. Get some moss. Get this.
Oh, that was the Chloranthy ring the whole time?
Yeah, that is an important ring. Oh, okay, just a brick here now. You.
I wish I had Boogie's like,
Oh my god.
his like financials in front of me, because they were really weird. Like he spent like a shit ton of money on like internet. It was like 1,000 something, I want to say.
backstab?
It was kind of funny.
Oh, gauntlets.
That's kind of Queen's Guard. That's kind of cool.
Need his helmet.
It was kind of funny. I was watching some streamer who was like, now why would these guys have wind powers? And then someone in chat was like, it's called Stormvale Castle. It was like, oh. Nah, fair, okay. Yeah. Chad, I'm out of curiosity, what do you prefer, classic Marvel or classic DC? I really love old school Marvel.
He was a big X-Men fan.
Yeah. But like the little like Superman comics that I've read.
Oh, hello. Whoop. Whoop. Hey. Can I see what is in front of me first before you kill me?
We've decided
Can
on a
I
Phoenix theme.
experience something? Can I experience the game? Please. For the love of God.
I really love X-Men and stuff. The old school Superman comics that I've read, just like random ones from like old newspapers or whatever. They were super cute. I think there's something really valuable in like truth, justice, and the American way being like a motto for a character and stuff. There's something really cool about that. I've never really read an old Batman comic. I've only seen like pages from them, like out of context. I've watched a bunch of Batman cartoons like everybody else, and I've watched a bunch of like Superman cartoons.
What the fuck? What is this damage? Fucking God.
Retro X-Men and Spider-Man were really beloved back in the day. Fuck yeah, man. And like the like Marvel vs. Capcom, it really felt like you had the character right out of the comics. The movies, it's just something totally different now. It's nothing even close. Like when we went to Universal and they had the Spider-Man ride, and it was based off of the cartoon, it just felt like I was really in a real Marvel amusement park. Sorry, I'm like kind of jumping around, I guess, but like outside.
You know what? I hate this. This is so much worse.
Yeah, fair enough. This is
allegedly this is made for people who like the Dark Souls 2 fucking Scholar of the First Sin. This is made in that style.
Yeah, they had some other change in here that was something from Scholar. I can't remember what. Oh, it's the Hide Knights that attack you. Outside the Spider-Man ride in Universal, they have a Marvel Comics world. And I know Disney owns Marvel now, but they owned the right to comic theme park thing, and they still have pictures from the old retro 80s comics all over the place. You have like actual Rogue with big tits and a big ass, and like you have real Miss Marvel was out on the fucking wall, like not this like stupid short hair dyke thing or whatever. She's a captain now. Like none of that stupid shit. It was like the real characters. They had like Iceman and everything. It was so cool walking around, and they had this like random like burger joint that was like themed after the Fantastic Four, and it was like fucking cool, man. I don't know. There's just something so nice about it. It makes me sad a lot of the time because like, you know, it's been murdered pretty thoroughly, but yeah, no, classic Marvel I super duper loved. I wonder a lot of times, like when I have kids one day, am I going to introduce them to the comics knowing that like the end of the road is like garbage cucky degeneracy, or like even if I like shield them from it, are they like one day going to be disappointed?
This is different.
Oh, I know that.
the entrance to
Liam
the
was.
DLC, yeah. Fuck it.
What a shitty item to die for.
It's
Tragic.
not supposed to be a shitty item. There's no reason for them to even put that item into the Archthones mod.
Well, they wanted to kill you. That item is the strongest enemy. It's the only one that can stop you.
I was gonna die anyway.
Nah,
That's why
you were
I
gonna be
picked it
fine.
up.
That
No,
item.
no.
That item cursed you.
There was more enemies in the door.
Nah. Old Batman comics had Alfred as a bumbling detective who couldn't figure out who Batman was, even though Batman revealed his identity every other comic to some woman.
Depends how old you're talking when you say old.
Fiber for day trading, because he pays the internet bill for a media group LLC to produce his videos. I don't know.
This
Well-
game just like has sufficiently made you feel so much of a weaker character than who you were in like the previous Dark Souls games.
Yeah.
Oh, of course they put another knight in front of the fucking chest too. You put them fucking everywhere.
I like
This
the
really
idea.
This really is for people who like fucking Scholar first and
I like the idea of the
Yes.
sleeping knight, or the resting knight sitting up against a chest with a really good item in it.
I don't even remember what the item is.
Oh, the item is garbage in that chest normally. The item is the blossoms that regenerate your stamina faster when you eat them. But if it was a really good weapon or something, I like the idea. No matter how hard they are, I like the idea of that kind of thing.
Which just makes me wish I was playing Dark Souls 2 instead.
It does, kind of, doesn't it?
Just like Scholar does.
Yeah. Oh, now we're in the library with the.
Well, he mentioned before that the library was over here, but it looks cool. No bonfire, huh? No bonfire allowed, huh? Yeah, just put a bunch of these fucking bitches. No bonfire. Big titty fucking painting. Why not?
Oh yeah, Nerdrotic mentioned that. While Disney owns Marvel, Universal has real Marvel as the people rocking the 60s to 90s design suits. It was so fucking cool. They had super sick music playing all over the place.
Yeah, very superhero music.
It was like the best fucking amusement park. It was worth the full price of admission just to go to Superhero World. It made me so happy.
And that Spider-Man ride was sick.
The Spider-Man ride was sick. I never expected to experience...
It's an old ride, too, but it was, like, really good.
I never expected to experience a new Marvel thing that I hadn't really seen before that was... You know, besides, like, comics I haven't seen, I never expected a new Marvel experience, like, in person like that, to be so amazing. And it was like, maybe my favorite roller coaster. No, not my favorite roller coaster. My favorite, like, ride I think I've been on. I would say, like, reasonably so. That's, like, at least rides that are still around. Rides that have gotten rid of, it's probably something in Disney Quest. If I were a high-level knight, I would totally troll people by guarding a nest full of dung pies. You would hang around with a chest full of shit, just so that when you die, you know that...
Is it your shit? Are you just shitting in this chest and then sitting in front of it, hoping that some fucking asshole comes to kill you and takes what's in the chest?
Trisha, where do superhero comics die for you? I always get the feeling you tried them at least once. Like, tried writing them or tried reading them?
Yeah, like, when did I stop being interested in superhero stuff? Honestly, I stopped Like, there was the superhero craze when, like, the MCU was first kicking off. And then when we got to, what was the Infinity War, when Thanos snapped everyone and they all died or whatever, that was when I just kind of stopped watching. I haven't watched anything after that. Because, like, I didn't really like the movie that much, but then I don't know. I from what I saw from, like, what was it, Endgame, it kind of seemed kind of meh. So I wasn't really motivated to go see it.
Yeah, the second Avengers movie was for me.
Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that movie sucked.
It made no sense. There were like dialogue things in there that I was like, all right, yeah, I understand you did this to make it simple, but now you're like depicting this character wrong because of it. Like, there was, I swear to God, maybe I'm losing in my mind, but I thought there was a scene where Iron Man was like, "There's a reason I wear the suit." Like, he doesn't trust AI. Like, he doesn't give AI like a free like license to do stuff. In the movies, they depict Iron Man as being retarded and he has to like rely on his AI like manservant all the time. But he designed the AI manservant, and that's something that like a lot of writers just don't get. Is like, he made all these things, he knows about all these things. He's not an idiot, but they depict him as like, it is literally the actor in a suit, but it's a genius guy in a suit. Like, he's supposed to be smart. You're supposed to write him like he's smart.
Right.
Like, when stuff breaks and he's surprised, I don't know. You should show some amount of like competency. Like, he is a roboticist, so he should understand like how cranes and things work, and like, you know, there should be some amount of brain in the character. But you watch some of these like Iron Man movies and they're like total dog shit. But in the Avengers movie, Iron Man is the one who made Ultron and not Ant-Man, and so it was confusing because I swear to God I saw a panel that has Iron Man who's like, "There's a reason I wear the suit," and he's like, "It was dangerous to make Ultron. You shouldn't have done that. AI is dangerous. You should keep it shackled. You shouldn't just like give it the ability to self-replicate to make a super person." This is
Makes sense to me.
yeah.
But yeah, and all the tie-in movies also started going downhill. The sequel movies went downhill pretty fast. Iron Man 3. Yikes.
Yeah, that was the one with all the robots.
It's like the one where his girlfriend saves him in the end or something.
Yeah, that was honestly like fucking horrible. Toilets in Dark Souls. Dark Souls 2 is the only Dark Souls that has toilets. They have pots that have shit in them.
They don't have pots in Dark Souls 1.
They don't like render shit in the pots, but only in Dark Souls 2 did they actually render the poop.
No, they had Blighttown.
Mm-hmm.
That was close enough.
And they throw poop at you, but there's no like toilets in Blighttown apparently.
Yeah. You would just go to Blighttown to shit, and then you would go back to wherever you came from.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's why the world is so interconnected. Everyone needs to take a shit in Blighttown.
Yeah. That's why. That's the only reason why.
They just go to the
there's a stairway leading down there.
That's what the windmill thing is for. You just take a shit on the windmill and it carries it down for you, so there's no big splash.
Flings it over to Blighttown. And then they're like, "Oh, poop from the sky. We must worship this." Yeah, I think I'm kind of done for tonight, in case you can't tell.
Do you want me to just open up Cheat Engine, give you just infinite souls, just give you max level, and have you run around with?
Honestly, yes.
Okay.
But not tonight.
Okay.
We're gonna actually. Oh, I got 10,000, so I guess I can go buy that thing.
Yeah, you could just leave the game running, and we'll just assume that you sat up and down at this bonfire a million times.
I mean, you know I could.
I know.
I'll go buy that fucking sap. Just because I have enough. And yeah, then we'll call it a night. Oh, am I getting invaded? God damn it. God. Oh my god. Again? Like, it just happened not too long ago. Is this guy gonna keep invading me until I kill him?
Yes.
Even though he's like the most
Look out.
tankiest fucking guy ever?
Oh, I heard a noise, but... Is he just stuck behind something? Okay. Oh, you got a perfect block, but it didn't. So, every second hit you stagger. I don't know.
Oh god, I got interrupted from my own heal. I hate this.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't have my super tough build that I usually play with, but still.
Apothecary Bennett. Fucking ban. Will you be watching the X-Men 97 reboot?
No.
Do I look like a fucking cuck? No. I'm not gonna let, like, Daddy Marvel fuck my goddamn memories of... My nostalgic memories for actually good Marvel stuff. No, I'm not gonna watch X-Men 97, where they fucking make, like... What do they make? Morph trans or some shit? Fuck out of here. I'm not gonna watch that shit. That's like some ancient Egyptian, like, tomb desecration, where they take the old X-Men show that was fucking amazing, and then they scribble over it so that you can't read the original name. They, like, scribble over with their shitty crayon drawings of what they think a Marvel show should look like. They can suck a dick and die. I'm not watching their garbage.
Alright, well, I opened up more stuff in the shop.
What does that
but
do?
It doesn't seem... Oh. What were you looking at?
Down. Up. Left. Up. Left. Leave a co-op summon sign. Does that actually work in this?
Probably. With only people who have the mod, maybe.
It's not supposed to. The Elden Ring was like a big exception that you could play multiplayer in a mod. There are people that are like...
I mean, I remember hearing other people who are playing this game saying that they were able to have co-op. But I don't know the details.
You can, I mean...
Anyway, as I've already said, I am done with this game for tonight. I'm not very happy with their Scholar of the First Sin overhaul on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the idea that they have with incorporating Dark Souls 2 maps into Dark Souls 3 and having them connect to the other places.
Yeah.
That is a good idea to make everything tie together. I like it. I just don't like how tanky the enemies are and how many more there are just in small spots and places. It's not... I mean, the tankiness is what's really getting me down more than anything. But, you know.
Yeah, everybody just has a shit ton of health. So we'll be back next time with shit tons of cheats.
Max everything.
Yeah, I'll just max
That's
out
the
your
only way I can make it fun.
I'll just give you as many souls as is possible to hold.
Yes. You know, I mean, what you mean by that is I will sit down at the fire and get up and sit down at the fire and get up over and over again.
I'll just straight up break a controller by yeah. So that's a maybe from Adam. Yeah, sure, okay. That's a maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it. No, fuck that. After after the entirety Disney Corporation is literally in flames, and like everyone, all the fucking like blue hair people have been thrown into wood chippers, then I'll watch it as like, ah ha 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 ha, they deserved it. I'll watch the X-Men 97 and be like, oh good, yes, that was when they impaled everyone on spikes outside of the capital of Transylvania. That was just, they yeah. I'll watch the X-Men show and be like, if I feel bad after the mass executions, I'll be like, oh okay. We'll say Adam having the classic Marvel animated universe in high regard is awesome. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I haven't seen every episode of the old classic.
We watched a little bit together, and it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
But I'll say I watched X-Men Evolution, and then I rewatched X-Men Evolution, missing some episodes, and then found it listed someplace else and rewatched it with the episodes that I was missing. And then I started to see man, X-Men Evolution isn't perfect. It's not a masterpiece. And then there was that new Wolverine and the X-Men show, and I watched that, and I was like, this is slop, but it's fine. It's okay. It's not as good. And then I saw some other X-Men show, and it was worse and worse. And then, and I had seen the old show, but I would, every time I would watch one of these newer shows, I'd watch a random episode from the classic X-Men cartoon, and they're always their timing, their pacing is kind of shit because they're trying to pander to commercial breaks and stuff, and so there's all these problems with the episodes.
Sure.
But they're so good in that they just don't care if you didn't read the comics. They're just fuck you, and that's what your attitude should be. Because you're not. This isn't. If you don't know what's going on, then get the fuck out. If you're coming into a comic universe and then you're confused, shut the fuck up. Just don't You can figure it out. There's nothing that mystifying about I watched a single episode of the classic 80s X-Men show, and it was super fucking confusing, and I figured it out, and I couldn't even read when I saw it, right? I was so fucking young. I figured it out, right? It's not too much for an adult to piece together, okay, they're on an asteroid and whatever. Oh, I guess that's Magneto's asteroid base, right? It's okay,
sure,
you can figure it out. It's nothing beyond the veil of comprehension. These are not non-Euclidean shapes like the shape of fucking Cthulhu's door. You can't even render it in your brain. You'll be okay. If it's and I understand writing stuff in such a way that people can kind of get caught up, but with a lot of the Marvel movies, they take out everything fun and everything good because they're terrified that normies would be oh, this is too many fantasy elements, oh, and they'll just fucking die. There's some people that can't handle any amount of fantasy elements because they're insecure in their place as an adult, and they just can't handle. I understand infantilism is a thing, but there's also people that are just fucking losers that just they're insecure about not being adult enough. I remember going to college, and there was this girl there she acted so superior to everyone because she was 26, and everyone, she's haha, I remember being 19, haha. And I was like, hey, listen, you're 26, you're not that much older, and you are way less mature than me, because it's taken you till you're 26 to get your shit together and go to college. If anyone's immature, it's not me. And they were talking about how they would drink, and when I was like, I've never drank, I've never fucked around, and I've never, well, I can't get pregnant, right? But I've never fucked around, gotten a bunch of people pregnant, and then ruined my life, and then been homeless, and so if we're gonna complain about anyone being 19 and immature, it's probably not me. And then this same girl would be like, haha, I remember loving wearing band t-shirts, but I grew up. And it's like,
Oh, yeah?
I was like, it kind of sounds like you're insecure. Like, you're insecure about being old because you're wearing these, like, pantsuits that you bought at a thrift store. And, you're kind of just a fucking loser that finally got to college when you were 26. And the only reason you didn't...
Stupid pantsuits for women.
Yeah, they're so fucking ugly. And it's like, the only reason you're not wearing a band shirt is because you think that you can pretend to be, like, mature because you're 26 and you're hanging out with a bunch of 19-year-olds because you can't relate to the people you can't relate to the other, like, 26-year-olds in, like, the grad programs and stuff because they're not a giant fuck-up in their life, like, and you're gonna go around and act superior around the 18-year-olds that are more mature than you, that have their life more together. It's like, and without going into more detail about how fucked up she made her life, it's just like, her whole thing was like, ha ha ha, like, you can't wear band shirts, that's for children. And it's like, I don't know, dude, I know a lot of people make a lot more money than you that that wear band shirts. Like, the fucking guy who, I wear these, like, leather van braces on my forearms. The guy who made those, he's, like, the best in the country, and he made Elon Musk's, like, Halloween costume, you know, a couple years ago. Guy makes a shit ton of money, like, making leather armor for people. He makes it for Elon Musk and, like, all these, every, like, big metal band, it's probably his stuff. Probably. With the exception of, like, Amon Amarth or some of the, because there's, like, some old Viking people that are, like, super into their, like, Viking culture and whatever, doing whatever.
Sure.
With the exception of those, it's usually that guy. He wears band shirts. Like, he's a big fucking metalhead. And, I don't know, I would say he kind of has his life together. Maybe he's not perfect, but it's like, I don't think that he's, like, young because he wears band shirts. What about the people in bands? What about the people playing in the bands? It's just, like, this brain dead, like, thing. And the same principle applies to people who like, they're like, they like a movie, and then I'm like, so is this animated or live action? What are you describing to me? And they're like, no, it's a real movie. Come on, man. I wouldn't watch something animated. It's like, it's just so gay. Like, I can't, like, I understand the people that are, like, super infantilized, and there's, like, maybe there's a problem in the other direction.
Watch something animated, unless it's CG, then it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as it's shitty 3D animation, they're like, oh, no, that's okay. It's like...
yeah.
It's and, like, people who are like, oh, I would never play Dungeons and Dragons. Like, oh, yeah, but you play fucking fantasy football? Okay. Adam watching it like it's a Holocaust. Reminder, never let this happen again. I think never again is 9/11. But I know they tried to make another universe: Wolverine and the X-Men, Spectacular Spider-Man, Avengers, Earth's Mightiest. Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. The first season was pretty good. I would say the season finale thing where they fight Graviton was pretty cool. How they beat Graviton didn't really make any sense. It was kind of just like they needed him to lose type of thing.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh,
I
he gets...
hate it when it turns into that in the end.
They used, like, an ant to bite him, and he's like, whoa! It's like, have you ever been bitten by an ant? Like, you can't really feel it. Like, as a child with, like, child soft skin, I couldn't feel it. I just saw it was attached to my thumb, and was like,
yeah.
Ew. So, like, for him to be like, I'm gonna drop all of my powers, like, I don't know if you guys know about pain, but, like, I don't know if you've ever experienced pain or been hurt before, but, now I don't have psychic powers yet, but, I would assume that if I was in a lot of pain and I was blasting people with psychic powers, I would probably
blast even more.
Yeah, it would probably make me stronger. I would probably be like even stronger and, like, kill the Hulk instead of just, like, pushing him away. But, you know, they just couldn't think of a way to beat it. It's just like, it's whenever something like that happens, I always just think like, wow, the writer just failed. They set something up and they couldn't write their way out of it, and so they just made something stupid up.
Yeah, I kind of like how a lot of anime, they try to do like these super creative like 4D chess moves of like defeating villains.
Yeah, I mean,
Sometimes they're like kind of clever and believable, and sometimes they're just like ridiculous, but still entertaining.
I think it would have been super Giga Chad if they lured him out someplace. Like, they're in a shipping yard, and then they just like Iron Man just drops a satellite out of the air, and it's like crashing down on top of them, and then he's like, you're crazy, and he's like, the impact explosion will only be like this many kilometers, and it'll cost this much money. You're an
worthy donation.
And it's like, you're an expensive villain to take down. He's like, no. And then he like gets distracted trying to block the satellite, and then they hit him, and it's like,
sure.
And then the
I would
satellite
believe that, yeah.
and then the satellite doesn't actually crash or something like that, or it crashes and it's fine or something. You know, something like that. Like, I don't know, something like just actually coordinating, coordinating something where it's like
teamwork.
Distract them here and do this here, and like actually just do things instead of like, what we'll do is we'll go really tiny and bite them as an ant.
The really bothersome thing about a lot of teen superhero cartoons is that they just like go one at a time instead of actually having a plan.
Yeah, and like sometimes, and like the watching Teen Titans, they're so radically inconsistent because like sometimes Robin will say maneuver 12 and then they'll do something and it'll like work, but it's like, okay, if you guys are planning maneuvers, right, you should be doing that every single time.
Yes.
Because whenever you lose, it's because you've decided to go like a conga line one at a time against like Assassin's Creed villains, like against like Dr. Light, and then you lose because you're an idiot, and then later it just like works. It's like very, very inconsistent. But like real coordination is kind of interesting, and like I don't know. I mean, especially like nerds who don't like play like sports. Sometimes they don't like get access to like coordinating. I mean, even nerds who play sports, or people who play sports, they don't really understand like the tactics until you're at like the high school level.
It's really frustrating to see like nerds playing Dungeons and Dragons, and even they don't really know how to do the teamwork, even though they have all the tools available to figure it out.
Yeah, or like it's extremely frustrating seeing people play video games who just can't coordinate at all. Because sometimes it doesn't matter. And, like, it is a crying fucking shame that, like, they did a whole Overwatch league and they put a bunch of money into it and they just couldn't drug test people. Because I would say that drug testing, it matters for video games because it is garbage to watch. Like, when watching the Overwatch League, they would sometimes tap into their mics to hear what they're saying to coordinate because they think it's going to be interesting. But they're like, diva, 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 diva. Because they're hyped up on Adderall and they can't speak. Like, they've taken such a high dose of Adderall, they cannot...
It becomes cocaine.
Yeah, like, they're non-verbal. Like, they cannot form a full sentence. They can yell one word over and over again, and they're just babbling like that, spitting and drooling, and, like... They're basically a retarded, like, Overwatch Hulk. Like, they've been... They're like...
Overwatch Hulk, I like that.
They're like a bio Hulk where, like, it's like these all chained up, and then they inject him with, like, all this, like, serum, and then he tears out of the chains and goes and fights the hero, right?
Right.
Except they're just playing Overwatch.
Yeah.
And they've become equally as retarded, but their reflexes are, like, turbo fast, and they're like... But, that sucks to watch. It's terrible. It's not interesting at all. And, but no, like, playing, like, Evolve, the game failed, I think, broadly because it demanded too much skill of people, whereas Overwatch has many, many, non-skill options. not saying it doesn't take any skill to play Mercy, but like you certainly don't need to know how to aim to play Mercy. To the point where like I kill people super easy because I pull out the pistol and they're shocked that I'm shooting them in the face, and it's like I have terrible aim, but even I can pull out a pistol and shoot someone to death. It's like a diva will like pop out of the suit, and then I just pull out the pistol as Mercy, and then I just kill them, and they're shocked. And you can see them like shaking because they're because they're shaking with their mouth, so you can see it. Or maybe I just can tell when I'm making someone mad. Especially like but it's just such a satisfying noise when you hit someone in the head, and it's like ding 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 ding. So it's like hard not to just shoot people in the face. But I don't know. Anyway, Evolve, there was so much coordination required to the point where like if you got matched up with people and they knew you were in a party, they were like, oh wow, basically cheating, because you could talk to each other and you knew they were gonna do what you told them to do. And it's, I don't know, there's something like very something very nice about that. And so not having it in cartoons is kind of unfortunate, because it's like, I don't know, it just seems like a catastrophic breakdown of like the writing ability of or is it the animators? Like why can't they just have two people attack at once? You know, like,
yeah.
Would it be that crazy for like Cyborg to shoot his Sonic Blast, or no, like Starfire? It's like, oh, cover me or whatever. So then Starfire just shoots a big, broad like sweep of like pew 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 beams, and then they push the enemy into something else, like into another spot, or like I don't know. It would take like no time at all just to like have Robin like say, Raven, do this, just like hammer out commands, and then like go like Starfire, throw me over there, you know, like just like coordinate.
Honestly, I think the Teen Titans are already like such a strong team that they put together in that cartoon that it doesn't seem believable that they would have trouble with villains unless like they were fighting one at a time. And that's certainly the only way that they can like show it clearly that they're like not doing very well is if like beats one guy, tosses him to the side, next guy tosses him to the side, you know. That's like a strategy, I guess, but it also doesn't make any sense that they would be fighting that way.
Yeah, I mean, so the villain attacks a dam, they blow up the dam is collapsing, Raven put the dam back together, Starfire weld the dam back together, Cyborg shoot him with a beam, and then I don't know, have like Beast Boy run in as a rhino, and then he like blocks the rhino thing because maybe it's a strong guy or something. Robin jumps off the back of the rhino, does like a flying kick, ties him up with the bola thing, and then
something like that.
Cyborg blasts him, and it's like oh, Cyborg, charge up your thing, Beast Boy, let's go. And then, you know, it'd be nice
if people had the budget to like actually put more civilians in those fight scenes,
because
that would that's a budget thing. That is a budget thing.
Because I said for a long time there was something so bizarre about Teen Titans, how there was no one in the city.
Yes.
The cities were always empty.
It would make more sense for why some of the heroes would be distracted if they had to protect like civilians.
Yeah.
But you know.
The construction, doing lots of construction sites makes sense, but it's just like the city streets were almost always completely empty. And then like even when they showed them eating pizza at like the pizza place and they had like background people, first of all the people are all frozen. But then there's no one else in the entire city except for the pizza place. So it's like this weird like
it's
liminal
a pizza place, right?
yes, this
Everybody's
weird liminal
there.
space.
Yeah.
Like,
Anyway, I gotta get to bed, guys.
I can't do shooters. Reflexes suck. Yeah, kind of me too. I'm not like great at them. I prefer turn-based stuff and like slower stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get to bed, guys. I'm super tired. But thanks for joining us on another fun Dannphan stream, man.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. It's been
next time I'll try to get this character super buff, so it'll be a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, and I'll have the Discord ready for next time. I'll like put that together, and We'll migrate from Gilded to Discord, and then we can hang out there and share spicy memes until we get banned.
There's no other Discord alternatives besides Gilded?
There's a few, but like I think it was a big ask to have people try out Gilded in the first place. So
It's really weird for them to go Roblox only.
it is. It's bizarre. There's a couple others that people have mentioned. I joined one of them from like the writing Discord. Someone was like, "Oh, I want to make a community over here," so I joined it. But I'm the only one who joined it.
Yeah.
I don't know if more people joined, but it's. I mean, I don't know. Maybe people just don't want to use these weirdo services, and people already are on Discord.
Right.
Even if Discord fucking blows, and there's a lot of people that like refuse to use Discord. I don't like it, but and there are sketchy parts of Discord where like they in their TOS they're like, we own all images that you post here, so that makes me feel like I can't post like works in progress or something like that for like my covers if I want to show that to people.
Right.
And I can't really use Gilded anymore because they're not going to be able to log into that. Gilded was amazing because they didn't have a file size limit, so I was using it as a Dropbox.
Yeah.
Gig is up though. Now they want me to have a Roblox account to use their Dropbox.
Well, you already made the account though, so they said that they weren't gonna keep.
Until the 15th.
Yeah.
After the 15th, they won't let me log in.
Oh, I thought after the 15th they won't let people create an account without a Roblox.
After the 30th, the previous month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking dumb. But I guess they just want to take what the Gilded made and then make it for Roblox rather than actually create a Discord alternative.
Yep.
That's a shame.
Yeah, sorry
They should have never sold.
Yeah, they shouldn't have sold this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they made a bunch of money and now they're like living on an island.
And maybe they're making another one. Took the money to make an even better Discord alternative. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Stay optimistic, guys.
Yeah, there's a bunch. We'll make a Discord for now, and then I'll make another backup thing. If there's anyone who is opposed to Discord, we'll have alternatives. And like, if I'm posting like some image, like in like whatever, I could post it in both things, because that's not at all like too much effort to post a meme twice.
Right.
So.
Alright. Thanks for joining another one of our Dark Souls Archthones Bud streams. We'll see you next time, guys.
Really appreciate you guys hanging out.
Good night, everybody.